Namaste students. We are going to start with our next topic of complex number, that is representation of a complex number as points in Argand plane. In representation of a complex number as points in Argand plane. Alright, now what is there? This is a complex number. Z is equals to a plus iota b, where a and b both belongs to real numbers. When these two belongs to real numbers, so these two real numbers will be represented on the Cartesian plane. So this is point A and this is point B. So this is point AB. Is it clear? So it means corresponding to every complex number, there is a point in Cartesian plane and vice versa. That means corresponding to every complex number, there is a point in Cartesian plane, that is AB, and corresponding to every point in Cartesian plane, there is an associated complex number. Is it clear? If AB is a point, then the complex number will be Z is equals to a plus iota. For example, if point is 4, 3 in the Cartesian plane, then the corresponding complex numbers will be 4 plus 3 iota. 4 plus 3 iota. Is it clear? So for corresponding to every complex number, there is a point in the Cartesian plane. It is AB. Alright. And corresponding to every point, there is a complex number. If I join this is origin. If I find this distance OP, what is OP? If I find out by distance formula, x2 minus x1 whole square, y2 minus y1 whole square, that is a square plus b square. ये a square plus b square इस complex number का क्या है? Modulus. That means this OP is the modulus of complex number. We represent it by R, that will be used in the polar form. This is the modulus of the complex number which is associated with the point AB. Modulus of the complex number. Is it clear? It is a modulus of the complex number which is associated with this. If I draw a perpendicular, the line which OP makes with the positive direction of x-axis, that is represented by theta. This will be the next topic. Alright, this will be due as an argument of a complex number. Later on we will do it. So is it clear? Corresponding to every complex number, there is a point in the Cartesian plane. Corresponding to every point in the Cartesian plane, there is an associated complex number. Alright, if I say the second point, these are all notes which you need to keep in mind. Is it clear? The points corresponding to the complex number, if suppose my complex number is a plus iota 0, it means what will be the point corresponding to this? A0, and the point A0 lies on what? The point A0 lies on x-axis. The value of y is 0, the point will be on x-axis. The point will be on x-axis. If the complex number is of the form z is equals to a, that means if the point is on x-axis, it means the imaginary part of the complex number is 0. Any point which is on x-axis, the corresponding complex number's imaginary part will be 0. समझ आया? सिंपल सा है. a plus iota 0, इससे corresponding point क्या होगा? a 0. Any point whose y coordinate is 0, you have already done in class 10, that lies on x-axis. इसका मतलब जो भी complex number x-axis पे lie करता है, उसका imaginary part क्या होता है? 0. Is it clear? If complex number is like this, the corresponding point will be 0b. Any point which is of the form 0 and something lies on y-axis. So any point which lies on y-axis, उस वाले complex number का corresponding complex number का real part is always 0. Understood? Clear to everyone? 0 plus iota b. The point is b. अगर x coordinate 0 होता है, the point lies on y-axis. y-axis पे lie कर रहा है, तो उस complex number का real part हमेशा क्या होगा? 0. Is it clear? The real part will be 0. Alright? Because here imaginary part is 0, that's why this x-axis is called real axis. Because x-axis के ऊपर imaginary part 0 होता है, and this y-axis is called imaginary axis. Complex number में इनका नाम है real axis and imaginary axis. Is it clear? X-axis is called real axis because उस पे imaginary part 0 होता है. Y-axis is called imaginary axis because उस पे real part 0 होता है. Understood? Complex number के अंदर the name of x-axis is real axis, the name of y-axis is imaginary axis. Is it clear? Number 4. Origin. के coordinates क्या होते हैं? 0 0. So corresponding complex number क्या हो जाएगा? 0 plus iota 0. 0 plus iota 0. I hope these all things are clear to you. With every there is a complex number, there is a corresponding point in the Cartesian plane. For every point, there is a corresponding complex number. Second, if the point is on x-axis, definitely the imaginary part, the y is 0. So the real part, the imaginary part would be 0. That's why x-axis is called real axis. If the complex number is of the form 0 plus iota b, that means the point is 0b, the point is on y-axis, so real part is 0, real part is 0. That's why y-axis is called imaginary axis. And for origin, the point is 0 0, corresponding complex number is 0 plus iota 0. Is it clear? Now the plane, now there was a word. This we did not use anything. Cartesian plane तो हमें पता ही है. Now the plane in which the complex number is represented. Now I have represented the coordinates of this complex number. No? The plane in which the plane in which represents a complex number. The complex number geometrically is known as, this plane is known as Argand plane. जिस पे complex number को represent किया जाता है, that is called Argand plane, or it is called complex plane, or it is called Gaussian plane, and the name of the mathematician. Is it clear? This is called Argand plane. Any plane which represents a complex number is geometrically known as Argand plane, complex plane, or Gaussian plane. Is it clear? And the point P plotted on the Argand plane is called Argand diagram. जो point P हम लोग इस पर represent करते हैं, this is called Argand the point, the corresponding points. My complex number is a plus iota b. This plane on which a complex number is represented is called Argand plane, complex plane, or Gaussian plane. And the point which is represented, the corresponding point which we represent, that is called Argand diagram. That is called Argand diagram. And this is clear to you. This OP is called the modulus of that complex number and it is represented by R. Is it clear? It is represented by R. I hope it's clear to everyone what is an Argand plane. Then the presentation of negative of a complex number. So if my complex number is, that we know it is represented by alright. Now negative of complex number means negative of z so what will be the corresponding? X coordinate is also 0. What is the point? X coordinate is also 0, Y coordinate is also 0. So that will come. X and Y both 0. Where does it come? In third quadrant, we all know it's positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. These are the coordinates. So it will be coming here. This will be reflection of the point in the origin. Negative will be represented like this. Reflection of the point in the origin. You remember? Fine. If a point is reflected in x-axis, अगर यहाँ reflection है, तो sign of y changes. If the point is reflected in y-axis, the sign of x changes. If a point is reflected in origin, both the signs change. Is it clear? Both the signs change. So negative of a complex number would be represented by this. Clear? Now if I want to represent conjugate of a complex number, representation of conjugate of a complex number. Now what is complex number? Say z is equals to a plus iota b, and we know it will be represented by what is conjugate? What happens in conjugate? We have done in a previous video. Yes, the sign of imaginary part changes. So a minus b. X coordinate is, what will be the corresponding point? X is positive, y negative. It is here. That means reflection of the point in y-axis. X-axis, sorry. Reflection of the point in x-axis. So this was all about your Argand plane. Clear representation of a point of a complex number in a plane, that is called Argand plane, complex plane or Gaussian plane. The point when we represent, that is called Argand diagram. This is a representation of a negative of a complex number. This is a representation of a conjugate of a complex number. Alright. Next we have polar presentation of a complex number. Polar presentation of a complex number. Polar presentation means converting the complex number a plus iota b in the form r cos theta plus iota sin theta. Converting a complex number in the form r cos theta plus iota sin theta. If I represent this complex number from this form to this form is called polar form, polar presentation of a complex number. Is it clear? Alright, now let's draw the diagram. This is a complex number a iota b. So this is the point. Told you this is represented by r and that is a square plus b square. Draw the perpendicular here and this we'll do in detail after this. Theta. The OP makes an angle of theta with the positive direction of x-axis. We are taking anti-clockwise, that we know. If we take the angles anti-clockwise, it is positive. The name of it is argument, that I'll do after this. argument of a complex number, or we call it amplitude of a complex number. Here this theta is called argument of a complex number, or we say amplitude of a complex number. That is the next topic after this. Now I have to convert this complex number in a plus iota b into the form of sine and cos. Clear? This is r. Now this is what? Say this is p, this is q, this is a, and this is b. तभी plot होता है ना, मुझे point plot करना है 2, 3. तो 2 देखेंगे x axis के ऊपर, 3 देखेंगे y axis पे, तो point हो गया 2, 3. Alright, now I am using trigonometry in triangle OPQ. In triangle OPQ. The complex number is in the form of a plus iota b. मुझे a और b हटाना है, उसकी जगह पर मुझे cos theta, sin theta and r चाहिए. So I'll use this triangle. For this angle, this is my base and this is hypotenuse. Definitely the side which is opposite to 90, that is hypotenuse. So base and hypotenuse is used in cos theta. This you have done in class 10th or 10th. Trigonometry we have not done in this class yet, but these are the basics which you have done in class 10th. Whatever you require, at that I'll explain you. Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. What is base? A. Hypotenuse is r. So what is the value of a? Alright. Now similarly I will use now perpendicular sin theta. Perpendicular, which is perpendicular? B is the perpendicular. Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular is b upon r. So value of b will be r sin theta. Value of b is r sin theta. So I got the value of a and b. So put the values of a and b. So z can be written as, which is like a plus iota b. The value of a is r cos theta. The value of b is r sin theta. I'll take r common, so it is cos theta plus iota sin theta. So when a complex number is converted in the form of sine and cos and r, that is called polar form. That is called polar form, where r is modulus of complex of z. This is argument or amplitude of z. Is it clear? This is called sometimes we use a word, shortcut word also for this. R cis, CIS, cos theta plus iota sin theta. Is it clear? This is called polar form or modulus conjugate form, because modulus amplitude form. We are using modulus as well as amplitude in this. Theta is amplitude and r is a modulus. So or this is called is it clear? Either polar form or modulus amplitude form. Understood? When I convert a complex number in the form of or cos theta plus iota sin theta, that is called polar form and modulus amplitude form. When we will do questions, the things will become very, very easy. Okay, this is very easy. Alright. Now see, modulus is not a new thing. We have already done in the previous videos modulus. Amplitude is a new thing. Now I hope this is clear to everyone. We have found the values of a and b in terms of sine and cos by using trigonometry, which we did in class 10. Alright. Now the new thing, modulus, we already know. Amplitude is a new thing. Let's see the amplitude. Amplitude of a complex number, I'll draw it again. Amplitude, or we call it argument of a complex amplitude or argument of a complex number. Alright, let this be a complex number. Which is represented by the Argand diagram. This is R, this is A, and this is theta, which is amplitude. Alright, theta is called, we write it like this, amplitude of Z or argument of Z. The angle which the modulus, this line, makes with the positive direction of x-axis, that is called amplitude. How do we find it? I have the complex number is A and B. I have the value of A also, I have a value of B also. So we use A and B. Perpendicular and base are used in tan. So we find the argument like that. Tan theta is equals to B by A. Tan theta is equals to B by A. That means the imaginary part of Z upon real part of Z. Imaginary part of Z upon real part of Z. Is it clear? For example, the complex number is given to be 1 plus root 3 iota. So my tan theta will be equals to imaginary part, that is root 3, real part, that is 1. So अब मुझे फाइंड करना है थीटा की वैल्यू रूट 3 कहाँ पर होती है? कहाँ होती है थीटा की वैल्यू रूट 3? Value of theta is root 3 at, yes, at 60 degrees. So that is 60 degrees. Is it clear? Alright. 60 degrees. Clear? Now say for argument I have to explain you few. Now there are some notes for this amplitude or argument of a complex number. Number one, this theta can have infinite many values. It can have infinite many values, but there is a principal branch. There will be a principal branch, alright, where this theta will lie between minus pi to pi. Minus pi to pi means minus 180 to 180. We have seen in our basic concept of trigonometry, minus pi to pi. Alright, if Z is real number, purely real, if Z is purely real, that means imaginary part 0 है, तो क्या आ जाएगा? Imaginary part is 0, ये कोई भी real number है, तो tan की value 0 कहाँ पर होती है? 0. So that means then the argument of a complex number is 0. If it is purely imaginary, that means अगर b तुम्हारा 0, if purely imaginary means your real part is 0. So इसमें क्या हो जाएगा? b upon 0. Anything upon 0 is infinity. Tan की value infinity कहाँ पर होती है? Pi by 2. That means 90. Is it clear? Alright. So 90 degree. If z is purely imaginary, it's going to be 90. And if z is purely negative imaginary number, so it's going to be minus pi by 2. Is it clear? Minus pi by 2, which we have done in our basic concepts of trigonometry, which we require for this chapter. Is it clear? So principal value of theta lies between minus pi to pi. Alright, if it is purely real, the argument will be 0. If it is purely imaginary, the argument is going to be pi by 2. And if it is purely negative real number, in complex number, then it's going to be minus pi by 2. Alright. Now, rule to find out the quadrant of principal argument. Alright, principal argument, we know that principal argument lies between minus pi to pi. I need to find out the quadrant in which the principal argument lies. So z is a complex number. And let the argument of z is denoted by, we know that angle anti-clockwise, angles are also always positive. You have measured, no? If you see the protector also 0 starts from like this. Clockwise angles are always negative. Is it clear? It starts from 0 and this is the protector. Theta कहाँ पर जाता है? Pi पे. Pi means 180. If I measure anti-clockwise, 0 to minus pi. Is it clear? These are mutually perpendicular, so this is 90 degree and this is minus pi by 2 because it's a negative direction, so it's going to be minus pi by 2. ठीक है, quadrant check करना. The first one. Now theta belongs to. अब theta कैसे पता चलेगा किस quadrant के अंदर है? हमारे पास तो एंगल ऐसा आएगा ना कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर a प्लस आयोटा b। अब थीटा फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में है, सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में है, थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में है या फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में है, दैट वी नीड टू सी। नाउ इफ योर थीटा बिलोंग्स टू, थीटा 0 to π/2 में बिलोंग करेगा इफ फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, मतलब 0 to π/2 means first quadrant because it starts with 0 and this is π/2. It lies in first quadrant if both a and b are positive. Theta, value of theta will come from the first quadrant if both a and b are positive. Is it clear? Theta will lie in the second quadrant if a is negative and b is positive. Second quadrant we know that this is the negative direction of x-axis and positive direction of y-axis. Then the theta will lie between π/2 to π. Is it clear? अगर third quadrant है, because it is an angle is measured anti-clockwise, theta belongs to minus π/2 to minus π if a is less than 0 and b is also less than 0. A and b both are negative. Fourth, theta belongs to 0 to minus π/2 if a is positive and b is negative. That we can easily check where that we know. इसको देख के 2 + 3 आयोटा है, दोनों पॉजिटिव, तो यहाँ एक पॉजिटिव एक नेगेटिव, both negative, x positive y negative. So the theta values will fall in these quadrants and we'll pick up the values of theta from these quadrants. We'll pick up the values of theta from these quadrants. That you have to be very careful. You can't pick up any value on your own. Is it clear? So we'll be picking up the values of theta from these quadrants if such kind of thing comes. Alright. When we will do examples, then things will be more clear. Again, I'll tell you what is theta. Theta is an amplitude. And what is the formula? Imaginary part upon real part. The principal value of theta lies between minus π to π. एंड ये है इनका क्वाड्रेंट चेक करने का तरीका. थीटा ये होगा अगर फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट है, थीटा ये होगा इफ सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट, थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट एंड फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट. व्हेन वी विल डू एग्जांपल्स द थिंग्स वुड बी मोर क्लियर टू you all. So don't worry about it. The these questions are very, very easy.